Here's how you sign up for a WordPress for Toastmasters free club website. It combines WordPress, a powerful platform for web publishing and online marketing, with Toastmasters-specific functions. So you can find out all about it on the WordPress for Toastmasters website, and if you decide you want to try it, you click through, and here is a sign-up form. So we use a different web domain, toastmos.org, for the free sites. You're going to put in your contact information here, and the name of your club. And because this is part of the toastmos.org, you also need to put in a little prefix or a subdomain label that is going to appear before that main website label. You set your time zone and you solve this simple little puzzle, which just keeps the spam robots out. And you'll get back a screen of instructions. It includes the address for your new site, where to log in. You're going to get all this information by email as well. Let's copy the password here. And we're going to click through to the administrators page on this site, put in our username and that long complicated password, which we'll be able to change later, and log in. When I first log in, I'm going to get a welcome page that tries to tell me some of the basics. Like right now I'm logged into what's called the dashboard area. So this is the administrative back end. And this shows me how to navigate between the dashboard and the front end of the website. So every member who logs in will get a version of this welcome page. It'll be a little bit simpler for a regular member than it is for the site administrator. And if we look at the site, as of right now, we have just some boilerplate information that's been put there, really just so you don't have to start with a blank page. But if you have some good information that you want to add about what makes your club special, this is where you're going to do it. On the home page of your site, we'll edit out the information that was there before and put in our own message. Along with an image, good group photo of our club. And again, this is just going to be stock art for right now, but you would use a good photo of your club. Your members hopefully in action, not just standing around. Now, one of the first things we need to do for a Toastmasters Club is set up what our schedule is. So hopefully you have a regular schedule. Weekly is great, but whatever it is, you're going to specify it here. So we'll put in our start time for our meetings, the typical day that we meet. And then down here, this is some different information represented in the editor. These are all placeholders for sign-up spots on the agenda, on the online form. We'll see that in a minute. And I can customize them for how my club works. So maybe instead of 3 speakers per meeting, we have 2. And that means 2 evaluators. We also have these special buttons up top to add either an additional role or an agenda note, which I think of as sort of stage directions, like this is where we take a 5-minute break. And if you print times on the agenda, you might also want to specify the amount of time allowed for that activity, whatever that activity is. A little bit farther down, we also have a space for editing the information that will appear in the sidebar of our agenda. So we have the club mission in there by default, but you could also have a reminder about dues, a reminder about an upcoming TLI or district conference. So this is some information that we'd like to appear in the sidebar of every meeting's agenda. and we can update that as needed. Now when I save this, it's going to prompt me to generate a series of individual events based on that general template. And it stamps out a series of meetings. These can now all be modified independently, or we can go back and update the agenda and update all the meetings that are based on that agenda. If we look at the sign-up form for this meeting, and now see that I can click on any of these roles to sign up for it. Another thing that I'm being prompted to do by these prompts at the top of the page is to go back and add some members to the system. So I can do this one at a time. Maybe I initially just want to invite other officers in. There's also a batch process where you can go to Toastmasters.org and you can get a spreadsheet that looks like this. And if we follow the instructions, we're just going to copy all this information, paste it in, and when we post this, these member accounts are all created and they'll all get an email invitation with their password, telling them to log in. They can change their password, they can set up their profile, correct any contact information that may be wrong. Now also, if I go back to one of the meeting records, I can go in as I might as Toastmaster of the Day or VP of Education and assign other people to roles, because I got them on the phone and I got them to agree to sign up. Or we had them sign up on a paper sign-up form, which you can also print from the website. Finally, we'll go back to the Toastmasters settings screen. It's nagging us that we haven't specified who our officers are. We haven't made the website public. Well, we're not ready to make it public yet, but let's go in and put in the names of our officers. We should also double check that the time zone is right, because some of the timing functions, such as reminders, rely on that. But we can choose which of those members is filling an officer role. These folks will also get a promotion in terms of site security. They'll get some additional privileges on the site. And down here we might also want to set a reminder. You can have the website send out email reminders to people saying you signed up to speak on Friday. Make sure that you let the Toastmaster of the Day or the VP of Education know if you're not going to be able to make it. So you can set that to go out a day or two before or several hours before, whatever you think would work best. There's an option to have times appear on the agenda, which I just toggled on. Now look at one of these meeting agendas. If we go to the printable view, one of the things we'll see is that our officers now appear in that sidebar area. So they've been pulled out of the database. The roles that people have signed up for are shown, and now all we need to do is get people to fill in the rest of those roles, and we'll be ready for a great meeting.